So let's talk The Walking Dead. So this episode picks up with Negan and his group at the point where Daryl has just escaped. So remember, he killed Fat Joey. So Dwight discovers Fat Joey's body and he hears Negan's truck coming back. So he's all in a panic because Daryl was his prisoner. So he was the one that was responsible for him. So of course, Negan is pissed. So he takes Dwight and he locks him up in a room that they had Daryl in. So basically, he becomes a prisoner. So he opens the door and he asks Dwight, like, who are you? Which of course, their response is always supposed to be Negan. So that's what Dwight says, and he lets him know one of my wives is missing. And he's like, what? He's like, Sherry didn't do it. Sherry is his wife that's now Negan's wife. He's like, Sherry didn't do it, da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, how do you know? Come to find out, Sherry is missing. So Negan's like, do you know where she would be or whatever? You know, I want you to go bring her back. And he was like, yeah, I know, where she would be. I'm going to go bring her back. So he finds a note from her on the ground. He ends up going to their old home, which I guess is not too far away from wherever Negan's compound is located. And in this letter that she wrote, she said, that they had a pact that basically if they ever got separated from each other, that they were supposed to come back. And then she apologized to him for making him stay with Negan and turning him into the person that he is, because she said, basically it's all her fault and she was just going to go out and leave him because she didn't like the person that he has become since he's been with Negan. And basically she left her wedding rings and she said, I'm probably not going to survive by myself, but basically I'd rather be dead than be living there. So he took her rings. And they had a thing where he was like, you were supposed to show with pretzels and beer. And he brought the pretzels and beer. And she said, basically, I'm not sure if you would even run away with me or if you would take me back or try to kill me or what you would do. Because at this point, I think she's like, you so loyal to Negan, I don't know what you would do. So he cried and everything. And he went back to Negan and basically told the doctor that he killed her. And he was like, oh, well, that's good. She was weak. And, like he was talking all this smack about his wife. So later on in the episode, we find out that Dwight told Negan that it was the doctor that helped her escape. And she had left a post-it note saying goodbye in the sink in their old house. So he took that note. It said, goodbye, honey. He took the note and put it in the doctor's desk so Negan would find it and think that they were in cahoots. So, of course, the doctor was like, we got to do whatever. This is the new world. This is the way it has to be. We have to do what we have to do. So when Negan is about to burn the side of his face with the iron, he's thinking, I got to do whatever and not get burned. He's like, please don't burn me. He's lying. He was like, just admit you did it and we won't do it. And he was like, I did it. I'm sorry. So he was like, that's all you had to do. He throws him into the fire and kills him. It's like, you should have said you didn't do it and got burned in the face. You would be alive. Now you did. And Dwight was like loving it. So now I can't figure out if Dwight is still loyal to Negan or if he's pissed because his wife kind of went out in the wild and basically is going to die because she has no weapons, no way to defend herself. Or, like, is he going to be with Negan or is he now pissed and just don't care? And when Rick comes, he's going to turn on Negan. So, it's like question mark. So, of course, they had kidnapped Eugene. And he arrives. They treat him like a king. He's not living in a cot with the main group like everyone else. He gets his own room and Negan sends in his wives. And I thought it was so funny that Negan had a blonde, a redhead, a girl with black hair, and then the wife that ran away had brown hair. I'm like, he got one with every different color hair. So he sends his wives in to entertain him. And of course, Eugene has lied and told him that he's some scientist, but he knows how to lie to survive the same way he did when he was encountered by the red-haired guy, and he lied to say, oh, I'm supposed to be going to Washington to make a cure. Like, so he came up with something real quick to tell Negan, like, that he was some sort of scientist in the genome and all this, so he would make himself look more valuable. So the wives come in. Eugene does this whole middle school science project thing where he makes like a volcano type of deal and makes a loud pop, and they're like all in it. So they tell him that the one little blonde haired girl is basically an alcoholic. She can't live with the fact that she's Negan's wife, which who could? I don't know why they don't try to strangle him when he's asleep. And they're like, she wants to kill herself. Can you make a pill? So he goes and gets some cold medications, and he's going to try to make this death pill for her. Well, after he sees what Negan does to the doctor, you know Eugene is a punk. He always been a punk. And he is spooked. So when they come, like, did you get the medicine? Did you make the pill? He's like, yeah, but you ain't getting it, because I know you trying to kill Negan. You trying to get me to give you these pills to kill him, and I am not the one, because if it goes wrong, it is not coming back on me, so he can throw me into the fire, burn my face. He's like, no, ma'am. So they're like, you're a coward. He was like, yep, that's me, coward, right here. Sure am. And so Negan knocks on his door, and he's like, I have one question for you. He was like, oh, you don't even have to ask. I'm Negan. I was Negan before you took me. I always been Negan. I'm Negan. Like, you know, Eugene is like, I ain't putting up no fight. Y'all not about to beat me up. Like, yes, sir. Whatever you want me to do so I don't have to get beat up and I can stay here and eat my big jar of pickles, I will do. Like, I'm mad at Eugene for what he did, but I ain't surprised because he always was a punk. Like, he always was a punk. I'm surprised Rosita didn't shoot him a long time ago, but she was hoodwinked thinking that he was going to do something. But he just gets on my nerves. And I'm like, at this point, can a walker please bite him? Like, ew. How you just flip on Rick? Like, you ain't even trying to do nothing. Like, you just gave up immediately. Like, So scenes for next week have me excited because it's Rick and Michonne and they're on the road. So, you know, they're going to get into some good adventures. So I can't wait. And we're all setting up for hopefully an epic battle between our two groups. Who's going to win? Good and evil. I'm hashtag Team Rick like everyone else. Talk to you.
We're going to show me more guns, more people, more time. I can't just